I wanted to do something, continue my 4th of July celebration, what's trending the first 2 hours. We did patriotic movies. We also did trivia. One of my writers for CraveOnline, I'm the sports editor for CraveOnline, and we wanted to do something for 4th of July, and he came up with the idea of doing athletes who have served.
I love this.
And so I decided to show what my boy Ed Miller found. He lives in Philadelphia. He's one of my best writers. First of all, these are my favorites. This is Bob Feller, Hall of Fame baseball pitcher.
Yep.
You know this story very well, Rob. He signed up 2 days after Pearl Harbor in 1941. He was the first MLB player to volunteer. He ended up being a gunman for 4 years on the USS Alabama.
Yeah, quickly.
David Robinson, the Naval Academy, of course, another Hall of Famer, was the first pick of the 1987 NBA draft. Dream Team member.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a Spurs jersey on there.
Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Remember that?
Exactly. Joey D. Joe DiMaggio enlisted. This is before we had an official Air Force. It was called the Army Air Force back then.
The Yankee Clipper.
He worked himself up to sergeant during World War II. And the next guy, Joe Louis, of course, the famous boxer, won a Legion of Merit medal with the Army. The thing about Joe Louis, I did not know this. He also broke the color barrier in golf. First a black player in the PGA Tour in 1952.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I had no idea. The next one, of course, can't forget Pat Tillman, a real war hero.
The late Pat Tillman.
Exactly. Cardinals safety, left the NFL 8 months after 9/11, was an Army Ranger, killed with friendly fire. He left $3.6 million to join the Army.
He was at the top of his game, too.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sharp-looking guy.
Rocky Marciano, Boston native right there.
The pride of Boston right there, undefeated. Don't mess with us.
Stationed in Wales in 1943, developed his boxing skills, won an amateur armed forces boxing tournament in 46. He had 43 career knockouts, and of course was the heavyweight champion. Ted Williams, of course.
Ballgame.
Get this, 2 tours as a Marine pilot in 1942, was a flight instructor during World War II, and then in 52...
He was in his 30s.
Flew 39 combat missions in the Korean War.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And then finally, Yogi Berra. Before he got into baseball, he was a gunner's mate off Normandy on D-Day for the Navy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Still alive.
Yep. And then, of course, he was drafted soon after the war ended, and the rest is history. Probably it's without argument.
Josh,
the best catcher who ever lived.
A great list here, by the way. I do want to say, Marciano, early on in his career, he grew up idolizing Joe Louis, and they actually fought.
Did they really?
He beat Joe Louis. He beat an old Joe Louis who, at that point, wasn't getting any money from the Navy that he served, in the military that he served, and had to fight to feed his family.
You know, and just
he was like 39.
Just a different time when athletes. You can't imagine LeBron James or Jeff Gordon or Aaron Rodgers signing up to join the Army these days. You know, Pat Tillman was the rare exception.
It was such a rare exception.
Joe Louis had some income tax problems.
It's not just athletes. If you have a veteran, a friend, or family member, thank them today for their service. You don't have to do that just on Memorial Day. Do that today as well.
Yeah, like you said, can you imagine LeBron enlisting? I mean, Bob Feller, when he enlisted in World War II, had just won the Cy Young Award.
Exactly.
Best pitcher in the American League.
And then the war ended, won a World Series title in 1956.
All right, Josh. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.